It actually sounds better now.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because I just started recording. But man, well, hold on. I want to see something over here. See if y'all hear my horn. Yeah, hype it up. All right. Let's get started, man. Of course, you guys met before, right? You,
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Like I said, it was a
Here,
long time
It's a long time
ago. It
ago.
might have
Yeah,
been, 12 years ago or something like
yeah,
that. 12, something like that. It's been a while.
yeah.
that's what's up. Yeah, yeah. So, I've been dealing with Al for a good little while now. But let's get this thing started. This your man DJP Free, doing the media thing. And we're getting ready to get into this program. Talk to the author and creator of Hope for Life. And he's going to be talking to him, Mr. William Henley. And before we get started, we're going to get props to our sponsor of this here podcast, which is the author of Little Bankers, Aldrich Fish. And we want you guys to check this book out. It's based on true events, the book Little Bankers. And in 1974, four fourth graders, Tony Herbert, Calvin Jones, Raymond Petty, and Mr. Aldrich Fish, they want some candy, but they ain't got no money. However, they come up with a plan to get some money. So to find out how they do it, y'all go to littlebankers.com and find out how they pop that thing off. So we're gonna go right into this thing. And again, we're gonna be talking to uh Mr. William Henley. And let's jump right in, man. Mr. Henley, take us to the beginning. What moment or life experience sparked this idea for Hope for Life?
Um, well, Hope for Life wasn't built as, some great big business idea, or building some group, or some kind of um, uh, um, I just went blank. You gotta forgive me.
No, it's fine. Take your
Some
time.
kind of support group. Here we go. Hope for
Amen.
Life wasn't built like some kind of business or some kind of support group. What we really wanted to do was that the time that I spent as a caregiver and as a
Hmm.
patient, I found that although doctors, they heal diseases, but more than that, you find people who are needing emotional help,
Right.
spiritual help,
Yeah.
and people who are looking for reassurance and just hope. And so it was kind of built out of touching one person and letting them know that no matter what they were going through, no matter what they were facing, we wanted to kind of build that soft place to land for when life really just hits you and knocks you down. And a lot of times when you have illness, life will knock you down.
Yeah.
And we wanted the
Yeah.
place where we filled in those gaps that medicine doesn't fill.
Yeah. So that kind of explains the personal connection that you had, but did you have a personal connection to cancer, severe illness, emotional hardship that shaped the mission?
Well, I guess it began with my father. My
Mm,
father came to live with us, and he lived with us off and on for about 6 years. And he was
right.
suffering from from strokes. He also had cancer, although he didn't want the doctor to actually help with his cancer. So as
Ah,
far as his cancer treatment was concerned, he did not want treatment. but he was there with the stroke and with dementia. So he was with us off and on for about 6 years. And then my wife, while he was sick, my wife, we found out that she had cancer, and she carried cancer for about 13 years, from around
Wow.
2010 till about 2023. And back in 2022, I was diagnosed with cancer.
Okay.
So there were just so many different things that you learn as a caregiver, the things that are missing, the things that people need, that the doc, like I said, the doctors, they have their part, but the spiritual and the emotional part, those are the things that people don't talk about. And those
Ah.
are the things that we as patients and caregivers deal with. From the time that you first get that diagnosis, it's not so much the medical issue that you're most concerned with. It's the emotional and the spiritual things that begin to hit you, and you're wondering what am I going to do? What's my life look like? What's legacy look like? And so that's why Hope for Life was to kind of bridge that gap
Yeah. Yeah.
between what I just heard and how I'm supposed to live.
Yeah. So, speaking on somebody that you know, is a visionary, and putting things together. People, usually don't have the same vision that you have. But Hope for Life began as a desire to help people. I see that felt unseen. What does being seen mean in the context of the illness, grief, and emotional uh, pain?
Well, what it means is kind of like, I guess it's kind of not being turned into a diagnosis
Hmm.
or an issue, but being seen as a person. A lot of times when illness comes in, it it doesn't just affect your body; it affects your relationships. It reflects. I mean, it affects the things that you thought you were going to do, the places you thought you were going to go, and so being able to fill in that gap to let people know I'm seen, I'm not here alone going through this,
Right.
because the first thing you think is that you're in this by yourself. But it
Hmm.
turns out, cancer is the second biggest killer of people in America and also worldwide. So worldwide, you have, 10, 20 million people dying every year of cancer.
Hmm.
And in America, 1 to 2 million. And if you think about, with each person, I have my family, I have my spouse, I have my children, my friends, for each person, there might be 5 to 10 people that are connected to them that are being affected by it. And sometimes people don't know, they don't know what to say, they don't know how to say it.
Right.
There's so many questions, and you do feel alone and you don't feel seen. And so we like to be able to bridge that gap and bring them into community, bring them into emotional, spiritual development. The core for people that are going through illness.
Yeah.
It,
And
it all centers on love and presence.
hmm.
And so we want to be able to show people that there's love, there's presence, there's understanding, not just in the big things, but also in those daily things that you go through as a patient and as a caregiver.
And Hope for Life, it seems like it's a really big ecosystem, and there's a lot of parts going on with it. We're going to get to that in a minute. But how did your background in ministry and community outreach prepare you for the work that you're doing right now?
Um, well, I guess ministry help you, not just preach, not
Hmm.
just be heard, but it teaches you how to listen, how to be able to
Ah.
meet someone right where they are. And a lot of times that's what people need the most. I don't need you to preach to me. I don't need a sermon every time you talk to me. What I need to know is that you're here and that you're responding to what's going on when we're together. Yeah. And so many times, of course, that gets hurt, that gets hindered when you're speaking with people. But when you come together and you in ministry, you kind of learn how to listen first and then respond.
Right.
And it's, like I said, it's not about being preached to. It's about being accepted. You know, a lot of times as a patient and a caregiver, you very real as a caregiver, you're never seen. Unfortunately, a
Yeah.
lot of times, you know, where our issue is what's going on with the person, how are they doing, how are they holding up, and a lot of times the most invisible person in the room is a lot of times the caregiver. So the patient and the caregiver all need to be ministered to emotionally, and somebody needs to know, I see you, you're not alone, and there are people out here who can help you be, you know, get through this the way you should.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Let's talk about some of the tools you offer. What kind of free guides? I think you uh, mentioned here you offer free guides, devotionals, PDFs. Why was it important for Hope for Life to provide these free tools? And I do emphasize free.
Well, you know, there are a lot of different tools that we offer, but it goes into what you were talking about as far as the ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, tools are important, but community changes lives.
Gotcha.
And the biggest thing that people need to know that there's community and that there are people around them. So there one thing, you know, there are three things that we try and offer at Hope for Life. One, we want to bring you in the community to let you know, hey, look, you're not alone in this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not by yourself when you're going through it. There are other people around. At the same time, number two, we want to offer emotional and spiritual um, development for while you're going through it, because there are a lot of emotional things that you're not sure of. The people who once had answers to everything seem like in life, when the doctor gives you your diagnosis, the answers stop.
Yes.
And there's such uncertainty about your future, about even the next 5 minutes. So we like to be able to provide that emotional and that spiritual support, and then that's where our tools come in. So whether it's the devotionals, whether it's journals, whether it's the health trackers, keeping up with your appointments, there's so many different things. Even meal preparation. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
these are the
Everything.
practical things that you deal with day in and day out that people don't like to speak about, you know, that we like to provide to people to let them know, hey, look, there is a place
Mm-hmm.
that you can come
Right.
to, that we may not have everything, but we're going to have a lot. Because over the years, I found out that there needs to be a place where so many of these answers can be found, but it was hard to find one place. It was
Yes.
just very hard. You could find a support group, or you could find somewhere like the leukemia and lymphoma society, or the American Cancer Society, and they give you the medical part. But where you could find the spirit, where you could find the spiritual, emotional, and daily things for your life that you're losing, there wasn't too many places. And we knew that there had to be a place where people could come. Like I said, that soft place to fall when the world kicks you down. And with cancer, it literally kicks you down. And so we wanted to just provide that safe place, that soft place for your landing. And that has to do with materials. That has to do with devotionals, having, you know, the right mindset about having hope, and knowing that hope isn't just some distant belief that you have in the future, but hope is something that's realized and experienced every day. Every day, I need hope for my life. Every day, I need to
Yeah.
be able to find out what's next for me, if there's anything at all. And if there is nothing at all, what does that mean for me? And so we just wanted to be able to offer all of that. So whether it's our blogs, whether it's our support groups online, our Hope for Life on Facebook, or we have several groups, private groups on Facebook, our Circle of Life, and then Faith Speaks, where patients and caregivers can come in and speak, and it's, you know, it's totally private, and you can have that information. And then we also have the Arm and Faith Speaks, where you can leave your prayer request. We'll pray with you. We'll believe with you. Whatever you're in need of, we want to be able to provide that. And so we do that in our groups. So we also do it in the free materials and other materials that we offer.
Awesome, awesome. I just recently had experience with Hope for Life myself. I had a uh, relative. I don't want to say his name, but I had a somebody close to me who uh, got prostate cancer, and they once you hear that word, and not just for them, the people that's around them. Once you hear that C word, it's like, oh man, you know what I mean? It's just a
Yeah,
shock to the system, and so I remember talking to you about uh, some of the information that Hope for Life had to offer, and I was able to go there and find information about some of the next steps uh, that my relative had to take, um, to because right away, in some cases your life just changes. you know
absolutely.
you can't work,
Well,
you know what I mean, you can't do some of the things you wanted to do. Your whole schedule changes. Your nutrition has to change, and so in this particular instance, we were able to find um, that the first thing was to get in touch with a nurse navigator that was able to help him with funds that might have been available through different organizations. And I found that through Hope for Life. And so it's a great ecosystem um
And
that
that's, excuse me, but don't mean to cut you off, but those are the things that we want to provide. We want
yes.
to make sure that no matter where you are, because those are the daily things that you deal with,
Hmm.
that you go through. What do I do next? What's the next step? Um, how is there, are there financial resources that are out here that can help? How
Hmm.
do I handle, how do I talk to my children, how do I talk to my job, can I work
Hmm.
again?
Hmm.
What does that look like for my life? The friends that you would think that the friends that called you all the time will continue to call you all the time, and the ones that didn't call you, would start to call you. But it
Hmm.
just doesn't happen like that. So many people don't know how to deal with you, and there's all you have are questions. And you'd be surprised at how many people really don't have answers. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for answers because the
Looking for
doctor
answers. Hmm.
already told you that they have no answer.
Hmm.
The doctor already told you, well, we'll try this and we'll try that, but
Yeah.
that was as far as it went. And so you knew that cancer was bigger than you, but you need to be able to know that it's not bigger than God. And
And
so we like to let everyone know is that no matter what, it's not bigger than God. It may be bigger than you, but it's not bigger than him. And if you put it in his hands,
hmm
he'll work everything out. He'll work everything else out. And that's where Hope for Life steps in, because we want to be able to give you some of those answers that God has given us just to help you get through each and every day. And getting through each and every day sometimes is the most important thing that you can do. Having hope for one day at a time.
yeah, because being able to find some of those resources was such a relief, and to be able to talk to people that were going through or went through some of the same and similar situations, was just a way to just ease our mind in that situation. And that's just my testimony on that. um well, I'm going to wrap this up a little bit, and just a couple of more things for you, William. For anyone battling cancer illness and emotional storms, what is your message for them today?
Oh, wow. Um, my message is you're not alone. You are seen, and have hope and faith in God, because in His hands, He'll work everything else out in your life. Hope for Life
Amen.
is just trying to be able to provide that answer for you, to let you know that there's places where you can be seen, you can be felt, you can be heard. And each and every day, we want to help provide you that support, whether it's in a devotional, whether it's in a health tracker where you keep the track of your appointments, or whether it's just knowing that someone's there to love you, to stand with you and pray with you. Someone else is there. So that's the most important thing we want to let you know, is that you're not alone.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure that is very comforting information for people that's out there. Um, how can people reach out to you or and contact you?
Of course, you can come by our website. That's where we have our blogs and a bunch of information. And it looks like we're about to put up a bunch more information, of course.
Okay.
But it's hopeforlife.today. And it's funny, the name hopeforlife.today, because that's how it was started. Is because I was in the hospital, and I wanted to know, what did I need? And it was just real simple. I said, I need hope. I need hope for my life, and
Wow.
I need it today.
Yeah.
And that's what made the difference, in knowing that I needed hope for my life, and I needed it today. I didn't need it tomorrow. I didn't need to know what was going to happen next year. I needed to know what was going to go on right now, this day, this moment. Just real quick,
Mhm.
when I got to the hospital and they told me, they said I had renal failure, and so of course my kidneys had shut down. They said there's an 80-90% chance your kidneys will never come back, and then you also have cancer. So they told me this at one time, and but while I was going through dialysis, they had all these pictures on the wall, pictures of what you should eat, what you can't eat, what you should do, what you
Yeah.
shouldn't do. And I'm looking
Yeah.
at all the pictures, and I
Yeah.
was so overwhelmed. And I,
Uh-huh.
I called I emailed one person. And I said, because I knew he was dealing with his kidneys going bad. And
Right.
I was so nervous. I said, what am I going to do? What am I supposed to eat? I mean, I had, it was something
That's not
just
funny,
like
but
that.
yeah, I
Well,
get it.
I
I
was
get it.
just like, I don't even know what to eat. Now
Right.
they told me this. And so it's important that, you're able to be able to answer some of those, like I said, those daily questions that
Yeah.
people have, and the daily things that they go through.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. And I advise you guys to go by
And
Hope for Life today. Check out
and
the
then also, oh yeah,
uh-huh.
and
Go ahead,
mainly
go ahead.
is to visit us. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. And mainly is to
No, no,
visit
go
us
ahead.
on
Uh-huh.
Facebook for our
Ah,
Hope for Life, our Hope for Life community online on Facebook. You can go to Hope for Life, and then also, and that's our uh, open community that everyone can come and get information, can get health information, get meal information, devotionals, journals, trackers for free. And then also, we also have two private groups. One is Circle for Life, where patients and caregivers can go in and talk about the different things they're experiencing as patients and caregivers. And as patients and caregivers, we go in there together and we can speak in privacy. And then, like I said, also um, Faith Speaks, where that gives you, that's our private group attached to,
okay.
where you can leave your prayer requests and we pray for one another.
And I also wanted to touch on some of you're a book author too. I see that you have some books um out as well. And tell us a little bit about some of those books that you have. I think they're uh,
Yeah, they're available on Amazon. The one book,
uh-huh.
the first book that we started, was it is called Memorable Moments, and
Okay.
what it was is being able to for people, the caregiver and patients, to be able to make moments special. So many times we go through life and we just go and we just do things by routine. On routine, we eat together. On routine, we
Mhm.
watch this. On routine, we just subconsciously do it, but we don't make a point to make those moments on purpose, special on purpose. So memorable moments allows you, and it gives you about 50 different ways that you can make each moment special. Even something as mundane as going for a walk together. There's one thing for you to say, oh, we always go for walks together. It's another thing for you to say, on Thursdays, this is our time to go out for this walk. And this
Mm.
is when we remember the leaves, when we remember the atmosphere, we remember everything. And so, whether it's you or someone else, you remember those special things that you did together. Some people have, and if you're doing television, it might be, well, this is our special night, where a week before, 2 weeks before, we decide what we're going to watch. We set the atmosphere, we put the candles out, we bring out the blankets, we pop the popcorn, and these are the things that we did together. I
Memorable
remember
moments.
us watching,
Hmm.
this was our movie, this is what we did. And it's about making moments special, because we only have one life. And then you'd be surprised at how many things you forget when you don't do them on purpose. And
Yeah.
so when someone's gone, you think about the things that you did, but you don't remember them all, because you never made them special and you never made them on purpose. So the first book that we created or I wrote was Memorable Moments. And
Okay.
then also Nature's Arsenal, and that's our herbal guide. So it
Oh,
gives you
okay.
all the different herbs that are good for cancer. It's like a 300-page book that tells you all about cancer, different herbs, what they're good for, not
Nice.
just cancer, but for inflammation, heart disease, all the different things that each herb is for, whether it's garlic, rosemary, ashwagandha, soursop. I mean, you name it, it's in this book. So we give you that for your natural part, and then the other one that we have up is our 30-day. It's called the healing. It's the healing journey, and it's a 30-day devotional where it gives you spiritual development for 30 days towards your healing. And so we try to give that. So we have the three books that we have up on Amazon at this time, but we also have a dietary book that's for people that want to eat an organic diet. We give you recipes and ideas to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner. Like I said, we want to
Awesome.
be able to minister
Awesome.
to every area of your life. We're not trying to build a business, we're building a community. And that's where ecosystem and all that comes about. We want to be able to walk you through this so that you're not like me coming out of dialysis saying, what am I supposed to eat? What am I going to do?
Right.
We
Right.
already
You have that
have a
information.
Mm.
place
Yeah.
that you can go to, that you can get some of that practical information.
Awesome. Wow.
And of
And
course, we also have tons of journals and devotionals that we provide to people
and
as
we're going to
well.
have all that information. All those links are going to be available in the description if you're watching on YouTube or any of our other platforms, Spotify, things like that. We're getting ready to move on to Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, I should say. So, yeah, we'll have all that information available because we want to, get this information out there so people can know. And Mike sounds like a great gift, great gift for somebody, especially for those that are going through and caregivers alike. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so hop on again those that. information is going to be in the links in the description. And also, anything else you'd like to add before we wrap this up?
Well, I guess for patients and caregivers, I guess for both, just to let them know that, healing doesn't begin in your body. It really begins when a person feels seen, emotionally supported, and spiritually connected. So it's important for you to be seen. So be in community. It's important for you to get emotional, spiritual development, and it's important for you to stay connected. It just truly is. It makes
Aw-
all the difference, and that's where hope lives.
Awesome. And before we wrap this up, I just want to uh, let I'm gonna have my sponsor come on here. Um, I just want to, let you guys, you know, tell the folks out there how important is it to when God gives you something, to put it out. You know what I mean? That vision. Um, Al, you got anything to say to that? Because there's a lot of dream blockers out there as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
yeah,
Um,
because I know with both you guys, you guys had a lot of opposition when doing these projects. And anything you want to speak on or say to that, or encourage some young creators or authors out there.
just keep the faith, keep pushing, keep believing in God,
Mhm.
and keep believing that if you believe, you can achieve your dreams and your goals.
That's
And
true.
uh, and I'm a living witness of it. And just stay positive, keep positive people around you,
Mhm.
and you can succeed. So,
Enough said on that, Mr. Henley.
No,
Anything
he
you want
actually he made a good point. You have to believe and you have to keep pushing. And if you're doing it, whatever your focus is, if your focus is on doing it for other people, well, you definitely need to do it because it's bigger than you. And
to?
so no matter what,
mhm,
even with his book, it's bigger than him because he's trying to let someone know that this was their experience and this is
yeah,
how they win. So it's not just about him. What I'm doing is not about me. It's about
yeah,
other people.
yeah,
And as long as you keep them in the forefront, then you'll be able to push through. But don't give up. Even if you have to start
absolutely,
small, it doesn't matter. You're starting.
Mhm.
You keep pushing, and you'll see the manifestation of that you're believing for.
Yeah,
absolutely.
man of that. Man, thanks guys. Thanks for coming on here uh, and sharing your experiences. I want to again thank my sponsor, Mr. Aldrich Fish of Little Bankers, the book. You can go to littlebankers.com or you can find it on Amazon. I also want to thank my guest, Mr. William Henley of Hope for Life. You can go check him out at hopeforlife.today. And any information to get in contact with him will be in the description. And thanks again. God bless. You know what I mean? And keep it old school out there, y'all. Y'all, y'all take care. P free out. All right, y'all.
Good.
That's a wrap. That was good. That was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to tell me the way that sounded. I don't know if I did good on that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it
you
sounded
did
good.
excellent.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
sounded good.
yeah. And
Yeah.
plus, I got this here. I'm putting this AI thing on it, so we all gonna
Okay.
sound good. Yeah. But the more information that you give, it's going to dissect it and give me the show notes. And
Okay.
Hmm.
once I'm gonna stop this record from recording.